my loves, welcome to Tarot and Ink. I've been wanting to do this reading for a while now, so we're going to be looking at your love life relationships, but categorized down into your horoscope. So we'll be looking at things like, what's going on in love, what's coming in, what's leaving, all that kind of stuff. I am an intuitive reader, so I'm just going to tune in with the energy of whatever horoscope you have and then pull through. So it may be a confirmation because I have, loads of slips in here with like languages and places and occupation and like descriptions, all sorts are in here. You can see. So I'll be pulling that. I'll be pulling names or letters out of here, and hopefully we'll be able to make some names. You can ignore this. This is my cup of tea because I'm going to lose my voice at some point. And and I've also got a yes or no little spinny spin coin as well. So you can ask a question at the end of it, and I should hopefully get a good spin out of this. But yeah, I use the Thoth Tarot deck, which is called the Mirror to the Soul. It is known within the tarot community as being particularly accurate. we'll go with that. Brutal is another word. It is very like being punched in the face with tarot. With that, and then I have a much nicer and much gentler, the kind of love fairy oracle as well. I say gentler. I find some of these a bit harsh, really. But that's what we're going to do in this reading. So this is obviously the introduction. Please go to whichever horoscope works for you. I would just, as a basis, always go with your rising sign because it is the most accurate to what you are. So as an example, I am a Taurus because I'm born in May. I'm a very stereotypical Taurus in every sense of the word, but my rising is Gemini. So, and the rising is, what's ruled predominantly. For me, it would be Gemini and Mercury. So it's thinking and communication and being analytical and seeing things that others don't and stuff like that. That's me in a nutshell, more so than like Taurus. And obviously you have your moon. If you don't know your top 3 horoscopes, go through, there's loads of like websites that do like a free chart thing with it. I use Chani. So there's the Chani app, and Chani in general is just absolutely incredible. And this is not a plug, I don't know her, I'm just saying what I use. But yeah, the Chani app is the best thing I've ever found. And I've been doing this a long time. So I've been doing this. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Yeah, I've been reading tarot, and I've been doing this for almost 30 years. I've been doing tarot professionally for almost 20. And that's on the phones, in person, with family and friends, at events, you name it. So even though I'm quite new to YouTube, I'm not new to this. And love readings are my specialty, along with transitions as well. That's the other thing I'm good. But thank you for listening to the introduction. Please go through and find your horoscopes. And yeah, I really recommend listening, finding out what your rising sign is and listening to that one, because that will tend to be more accurate. Thank you. Oh, and please like and subscribe. It really helps me out as a new YouTuber, so I can keep making these. And everything is for entertainment purposes only. Have fun with it. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. We're channeling in the collective as well. Sorry, that's because it's like Aries season. I'm wanting to be like, let's get into this. But that's what I'm going to do now. So yeah, thank you. Please find your horoscope in the timestamps. Hello. I appreciate this is a bit random. I am using a filter so that I can remain anonymous. But you may have noticed that in the introduction I said there will be timestamps for your sign. There are no timestamps. I have uploaded every single sign separately. So there are 12.
I can't count. There are 12 videos, each with different signs. So Aries, you have your own. Taurus, you have your own. Yada, 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 yada. With anything else, I promise you I am a very serious tarot reader. I know what I'm doing. It's all good. But yeah, I didn't anticipate how big one massive video would be. And my phone cried. So it is what it is. But yeah, on to your reading. Please enjoy. Thank you so much.
Hello, Capricorn. Thank you so much for selecting my reading as one of those to watch. If you have watched any of the other readings, you will notice that not only has my drink changed, but it is now daytime. So these recordings take a while. I feel like with every single reading, something changes. Yeah. But I'm going to be doing your tarot. So like I said in the introduction, I read intuitively. So we're just going to go with it and see what kind of comes up. And then I'm going to pick some letters. And that's going to be your initials or your significant others, partners, whatever initials. It might spell out words. One of the other groups got Italy as a place, where they could potentially be or meet their partner. And then I have my little bag of tricks, if I can open it. That's how tricky it is. And I've got loads of things in here. So, someone might be a vegan, might live in a major city, they might be Vietnamese or Somali or Palestinian or whichever. I spent like 9 hours creating these. So there is a lot. So, and every group has had something different. So that's always good. And then we've got your yes and no coin. So think of a question at the end and we'll go through that. So let's get started. This is Capricorn for Aries season. You're very vocal. Some of you this is not love related, but some of you, okay, thank you. Some of you are looking at jumping ship in terms of like going to a new job. I want to tell you apply for that job. Some of you are thinking about going in a completely different direction in terms of a career, and some of you are thinking of like asking for a raise and stuff like that. There's a general kind of unhappiness that's weaving through stuff. It's almost like I'm suddenly really thirsty and hungry and stuff, and it's almost like I'm not satisfied. I'm just not satisfied with anything. We want this. Oh, we are having a difficult time, Capricorn. This is obviously a timeless reading, but doing it for Aries season. I'm just trying to shake off the energies because it's almost like the cards want to shiver. Yeah. I want to pick, I'm seeing 6 in my mind. So, no, I lost you. There. Yeah, this is making sense. On the back of the deck, I haven't looked at the back of the deck for all of the signs, but you've got Knight of Cups, which is about moving forward, looking at your chosen family. If you hear noise in the background, it's really windy today. And I live in like the arse end of nowhere. So whenever there's a storm or something, I get hit. Even though it's kind of sunny. But yeah, this is very much the vibes and the feeling, and my cat is agreeing with me. Thank you, baby. The vibe and the feeling of wanting to create your own family, wanting to create your own space. Some of you are really looking forward to living on your own. Some of you are really looking forward to, just those alone times, those moments to kind of fill up your cup again. Yeah, it's what you need. And we've got the Hangman on the back, on the front, not back. Bear with me just a second because I don't know what my cat wants, and she obviously takes priority. Bear with me. I don't want to edit this out. She's just kind of pacing and not really wanting anything, and that kind of goes with the energy, that kind of unrest that I talked about, that unsatisfied, the kind of, she's pacing and looking for somewhere to sit, even though there's plenty of room. She's like, it's not good enough, I can't make up my mind. And it's kind of giving me that vibe. That my Jinxie here is a very spiritual cat when it comes to, she's always involved in tarot. I mean, oh, you can't see it there, but she is 18 soon, so she has been doing this a while with me as well, haven't you, babes? Yeah, right, let's get into your reading. Yeah, she stopped now, so that was the message. So, sorrow. Some of you have been going through a breakup, a difficult time. This is giving me like three-way relationship kind of thing, and this is giving me like a little ruin type aspect. And I'm wanting to say, like, not that it literally ruined you, but like you kind of saw this coming. Some of you are frustrated in a three-way. You know, some people love a three-way and a three-way relationship of whatever kind, but this is not. For some it's cheating, but for some it's you've been holding out for, oh, okay, I'm getting two things. You've either been holding out for someone to make a decision in terms of, are they going to pick me or are they going to pick someone else? And I feel like some of you have real trauma issues about not being chosen as well. And I'm hearing, I can rely on my career, I can rely on my goals and my ambitions and, you know, that kind of stuff, but I can't rely on other people. And that's what I'm hearing. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And then for others of you, it's a little bit like there's a third dynamic where you don't want there to be, or there shouldn't be, kind of thing. It might be that, yes, I know, I'm right, thank you. It might be the case that, you know, you really want to focus on love and relationships, but it's not the right time for that. Or every time you go, you know, you join a dating app, or every time you want to go on a holiday with your partner, or whichever else, it's like something comes along and just ruins every single plan. And it's like that. It's like a kind of frustration. Excuse me. I almost like want to feel like I'm getting kind of choked up as well. And my cat is just knocking into everything, aren't you? And purring. So there's a real restlessness to this, and it will pass. It will definitely pass. You know, it'll be okay. You know, I think some of you are really frustrated that you're in a relationship that doesn't satisfy you. Sorry, I'm just going to say what's coming through. A relationship that doesn't satisfy you, or you're almost this sense of, I'm never going to get love. And there's almost like you're trying to control certain aspects of love, and you're not the only sign that's doing that. That seems to be a real theme about Aries season, is a lot of the signs are wanting to think their way into love. They're wanting to be, one of the other signs was, it was Gemini, was like, I'm just going to talk to everyone, but they're not actively listening. And then there was another sign that was like, if I just go to every event, say yes to everything, you know, it's a numbers game kind of thing. And it just, love doesn't work in that way. It really doesn't, not in my experience anyway. And I think with you, there's a difference, Capricorn, in the way that you're kind of thinking, well, if I'm in the right economic place of my partner, so the person I want to manifest goes to this kind of high-end restaurant. So I think for some of you, you're like pushing your resources, or pushing your means, you know, on the off chance that you're trying to like recreate spontaneity, but it's not happening. It's not there because you're not in alignment with it. That's what I've been trying to say. You're just not in alignment with it. And sometimes it doesn't matter how much we want love or relationship or things to develop kind of further, we're just not ready. So like for me, for example, and I used this example earlier, one of the other signs, you know, if I'm going to give my heart to someone, I want them to hold my heart with sturdy hands. I don't want them to have clumsy hands. Obviously, I'm using it as a metaphor. I'm not, you know, going to give my heart away to someone who doesn't know how to hold me, who doesn't know how to hold my authentic self, who doesn't know how to be in a space with me. Like, my ideal is just when you're with someone, you know, that moment where you're both reading a book or you're both watching something separate and you're just in each other's space and there's an ease. And it's like that. You kind of have to fall into that. And you kind of recreate those moments with yourself and with the universe when you're wanting to manifest. I feel like some of you really need to hear this. Manifestation is my cat's scratching, so I can feel like I'm taking that as a sign that something's itching away. and like itching away at what I'm about to say. But like to manifestation is a direct mirror to your relationship with yourself and your relationship with the universe. And I'm not saying, before you love others, you need to love yourself, whichever else. I never feel like we ever truly, truly love ourselves because we're always our harshest critic. I think especially you, Capricorn, in that instance, we're getting different things like Ruin and the Hierophant, which is about mastery and looking in on ourselves as well. And there's this balance of working out what do we bring to the table, what do we offer, what can someone else offer. With that, I will go slightly more into the other cards in a second, but it's like it's more a case of a vibe and a feeling. So if you want to bring in that kind of calm love, where do you cultivate a calmness in your life? And it's looking at things from that perspective. And the more you do that, the more the universe goes, oh, okay, yeah, I'll bring you more calm. Something I love to do, and again, I feel like some of you need to hear this, is when something great happens, I'll literally say out loud, or I'll look kind of up or whichever, and I'm like, universe, more of this, please. This is what I want. It's that kind of thing. You're just very specifically going, this. And yeah, I feel like the heartbreak is slightly self-conflicted. For some of you, it is a genuine breakup, but it's self-conflicted. Jinxie, where do you want to go? Okay, she's going there. And you're possibly one of the only signs, I think there's possibly one other, where she's just got really involved. Yeah, so the Hierophant, I'll show you Ruin. And if you see these kind of spikes, these like notions, these kind of, you see it more with here, that's like overthinking, like overanalyzing, just an overbearingness. You're living too much in your head. And you've got this here with Prince of Swords. And I feel like for some of you, there's a direct, I'm getting two versions, like it's almost like blah 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 blah. Say that again. It's almost like two routes where one side is definitely I'm cutting people off, overthinking situations, cutting people off. Not this is friends as well. Some of you, like, friendship breakups are horrible. Some of you have got rid of friends, people that you thought had your back, but actually they're just kind of stirring the pot, creating drama. You've got the sword here. Again, you see both of clarity and also of, you can see the way the sword cuts through the kind of the fog, the crap kind of thing. You're seeing things. And then for the other group of you, this is about your mindset. This is about your connection with the universe, with manifestation, with that. And we say those really big words, but it literally does come down to those little moments of cultivating joy for yourself. That's all it is. Like, we don't need to overthink manifestation. That is literally all it is. And things will happen in their own time, but till that time comes, find ways to make yourself happy. Find ways to kind of fill up your own bucket. It's cultivating wealth internally, not just externally as well. And that's why each of these symbols represents like a different aspect, both within yourself and out of yourself, and also a different kind of element of your life. The way we balance everything in our lives is, each coin is like, you're looking, let me try and get the sentence out. If you imagine someone who's just spinning plates, and they're spinning too many plates, and instead of those plates, it's coins here. It's almost like you're spinning so much and you have control of so much. But I kind of want to tell you to, like, just let it crash, let it fall, because if you're spinning to the point of exhaustion, it's not worth it. You're just going to burn yourself out. You are a sign that does tend to burn themselves out, and you're very overly critical. And if there's anything that you can see the way the spikes here form a kind of protective star as well. And you've got like there's good luck, Capricorn. You are a very lucky sign in general, because that always reminds you of four-leaf clover. You've got the snake that wraps around, which reminds me of transformation. It's a snake attached to a bird. Can you see here? I've never noticed that bird before. I always say this. I've had this deck of cards 30 years, and I just moved that for Jinx. And I always see something new every time that I use it. Every single time. And I use this deck a lot. But yeah, that kind of this to me is transformation into freedom. That's what that means. You know, like a bird jumping out of its nest. And the Hierophant is a very Taurus kind of card. It is very much about being both the master and the student. So I feel like a lot of you take real comfort in, you know, learning and researching and reading and doing all of those things just for yourself, and that's the stuff that brings you joy. And keep pulling at that thread of joy. Keep, you know, maybe going to events and seminars, and maybe just put love on hold for a second. I mean, you're one of those signs where no matter what you do, it will ripple into your love life anyway, because that's kind of how you are. Like Gemini, we don't that doesn't happen, you know, for us. I'm a Gemini rising. That's not really how our sign kind of tends to manifest or work in love. But you, Capricorn, are very much that sign where it seems to be like similar to kind of Virgo and all the rest of it, where, and Libra in particular, where what you do in your daily life ripples into your love life. There's always kind of a mirror in that aspect. I hope that makes sense. I already explained about the Knight of Cups, so we are going to get your advice. I'm getting the name like Penelope, Pam. I mean, there's a Pem here, but it's like a Pamela, Penelope. Some of you are Bridgerton fans. I'm seeing an apple now. That's somebody's code word that wanted confirmation. Yeah, I can't pick out. It's almost like it's like I'm trying to grasp the name out of the air, but it's like a Pam, Pamela, Penelope, like a pear kind of noise. What is your angel card? What is your advice? Tamalia? That was a weird one. There we go. Ooh. Separation. Yeah. I feel like I do want to get this. Yeah, okay, so this is your two groups. So this is your lot that are in a separation, pushing for a separation as well. Can you see that without the light? Yes, you can. You know, and it's also separating from that kind of thinking and that mindset as well, beyond anything else. So your advice here is just to embrace that separation. You know, time apart is on the horizon. Time apart is very much needed sometimes. You know, and that's okay. You know, and for the rest of you, keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations, and this, for me, is also about keep an open mind in terms of where you're going to meet someone, where you and your partner, maybe you're reconciling, even though I don't feel that much of a reconciliation, but you know, keep an open mind in terms of how things go about. You are one of those signs that you like to predict, you like to control, you like to, you know, that's why some of you get on with like Leos and stuff like that in terms of, or clash rather, because you do like to control, you like to analyze, you like to predict, you like to see what's kind of coming next. And I really want to tell you to be like, don't do that. Just let go. Just let go and go into that minute aspect of pulling on that thread of joy. Like, okay, what else fills my bucket? What else is joyful? What else? What next? You know, some of you want to go back and do some inner child work. You're not the only sign. Aries seems to be kicking everybody's butt. But yeah, what did you do as a kid that you loved to do? Maybe it was like making all sorts of creations for dinner where you had banana and I was going to say rice, but actually banana and rice is really nice. I'm Latin American, so banana and rice. Banana and mashed potato, or just, you know, crap like that. Doing stuff like that, just that kind of playfulness. Some of you used to finger paint, some of you used to do that. God, in the 90s, you had this thing where it was like a tie-dye t-shirt kit, and you would just go in a circle and you'd just like put paint on it and it would like spin. Get into that, you know, just kind of loosen up a little bit. Some of you wanted to do, I'm hearing like a coffee course or like a cocktail night thing. Some of you are not drinkers, some of you are more of a tea kind of thing. Yeah, but my point is, go explore, go see what's out there. You have no idea what could be in your own town or village or city, and just pull on that connection, and then be open to experiences, and love will literally just fall on your lap, because it always does. Right, this is going to be a bit noisy. Here we go. Do I want some more? Yeah, there. Okay, give me a second to put this out. I'm hearing SOS, so it's like someone help me. If you are genuinely like really going through it in terms of like a heartbreak, that one's blank, or anything else, please just go seek help and advice. You know, the thing is with collective tarot reading is it is for the collective, so it's not always going to be completely 100% specific to your situation. So please do that. And if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. It really helps me out as a new YouTube creator. I'm not new to tarot. Like I said, I've been doing this 30 years, but it just means that I can keep making more of these, and more people that really need these messages can get them. I'm also going to give you a caveat and say that I am super, super, super dyslexic. So I'm going to see some words and I'm going to completely miss out a bunch of obvious words because nothing really looks right to me in terms of letters. so so if you see words or you see something that I've not said, please chuck it in the comments. It helps not just me, but like other people as well. Yeah. So what I can see piss. I don't know if I can swear or say these words on YouTube, but we're gonna do it. I see piss. I can see it was loo and poo. So somebody either has some kind of gastro situation going on, and I didn't mean that as a joke. I feel like some of you are genuinely really ill. Like I'm getting the image of a hospital and being told, "Don't worry." Obviously, I'm not a medical professional, but like I feel like that it's more dramatic in your head than the actual reality of what's happening. Someone needed that. I'm seeing puppy. Pup or puppy. Someone's thinking about getting a dog. Yeah. I'm seeing Nevada. No. There's not another R. Loan. I'm getting like loan sharks. So somebody's borrowed money they shouldn't have. I mean, everyone's circumstance is different. Again, please go seek advice and seek help and talk to your family and your friends and lean on other people. You're definitely a sign that doesn't lean on people enough. People lean on you. You've got glue or gloop. I know that's not how you spell glue. Oh, there's a U there. And there's an E. So yeah, gloop. That's kind of like some of you have a real academic kind of sciencey mind, and I just want to tell you to go just play. I'm seeing QI as in the show. QI. Also, I'm seeing some of you speak different languages because I'm hearing a ke, like a what? I feel like some of you have recently had news that really surprised you. Like it made you see somebody in a different light. It's because this is a collective energy. I'm just sort of picking up lots of different random bits and voices. Um, I'm seeing up and yep. There's London. Oh, I was getting. Yeah, did I say SOS? Yeah, I think I said SOS right at the beginning. Okay. SUV? Someone changing their car? Loop. Oh, I got lollipop earlier. Lolly. We're going to P. Lollipop. Is that how you spell lollipop? We're going with it. That's how you spell it now. Lollipops. Again, that's kind of like a childish, like a fair kind of thing. Some of you love old movies, and I'm gonna throw up by saying old movies because I then thought of one that was from like my era. So that it'd be considered old now, but it's definitely like it's not to me. Nostalgic. There we go. You know, and that feeling of like some okay, 7 thoughts at once. So one of my favorite things I used to do as a kid was to go to Blockbuster. That is how old I am, and pick out a VHS kind of thing. Some of you will have no idea what VHS is, and it was just a video. You'd rent it, whichever else. And I feel like some of you used to love going to the library. That might have been your own thing that you did as a kid that cultivated that time, that brought you joy, was going to the library and that book smell and that kind of stuff. So like, go to a library. I feel like you'd really enjoy it, and maybe sign up. Some of you are thinking about signing up for a sewing class or knitting or crafting or whichever else. You don't have to be a certain person or type or whatever. Just give things a go. Sign up to all the beginners classes. Obviously, don't burn yourself out, but and just play. Aries season has got us being really serious. I've got that SOS song in my head. And I forgot what I was doing. Yeah, right. I'm going to pull these out with my left hand and take a breath. Not that many. Doesn't feel... I've got my eyes closed. Yeah. I just saw spring, so I'm going to take spring. It's gone. Yeah, so spring, things start to change around later in spring. Somebody is an artistic thinker. New York. I love New York. Your significant other, or you, could be bold. No judgment. Next couple of months. So if you're thinking of wanting a time frame of when you start to... I'm very much, for you, Capricorn, thinking of a like friends to lovers type, and somebody that you didn't quite see coming. So next couple of months. It's not year, that literally is within this year. Someone could be really into food or culinary arts. Some of you want to go on like a plating course to plate things up. Some of you really want to go to Finland or from Finland. We've got New Zealand. Can you still see that? Yeah. Someone has natural hair, so no hair dye. Here we go, bumped into by chance. So it's that kind of, get out there in terms of pulling on that thread of joy. It's gonna happen. I've now got that. Every time I think of that, and when I wrote that, I thought of that, of like two people walking into each other, and then the serendipitous, they're falling in love. One of them's spilt coffee on the other, and they're like, oh god, oh no. It's that kind of, was it rom-com? Yeah. Fiji. Oh, we got New Zealand, Fiji, Mumbai. Some of you really want to travel. Dutch, Dubai. We've got soulmate. Let it go. Just let all your expectations go. First generation. So some of you could be, you or your significant other could be first generation. I'm first generation in this country. My parents are immigrants. It could also be you're the first generation to go to university, or they are. There's a lot of places here. There's a real kind of travel bug. Switzerland. It could also be, if you're in a couple, because this is my intent for making these fairly general. They're general but specific. Is that these could be the places you really want to go with your partner, and you want that kind of affirmation to kind of book the thing. It also could be that you could meet your soulmate through somebody who's Dutch, or within that kind of community or circle. If you went on a Dutch cooking course, whatever that would be. Maybe you wanted to learn a different language. It's that kind of thing. Maybe you got mates in New York and you want to do a virtual D&D session, like Dungeons and Dragons, whichever else. Take that how it resonates. You will know, and it will be slightly different for each person. Okay. We're going to do your yes or no coin, so please think of a question. If there's not much of a spin, if it's kind of a disappointing spin, take that as a maybe. But I'll know. I'll get a little like nudge or tap on the shoulder from my guys, from Maury and from the spirit, telling me. So, give your question. Oh, that was a very mediocre spin. Take that as a maybe, because it keeps coming to no, but that's a very mediocre spin. Should we try it one more? Oh, there we go. Yes. That's a yes. So it's a maybe to a yes, whatever your question was. yeah, that is it. Thank you so much. I'm now seeing Glory, Gloria, Au, Alu, as in like food. Anyway, thank you so much. Please put any of these words and stuff that you see in the comments. It really helps everyone out. Please like and subscribe. And please also give me feedback if there's something that, if you just want me to do a video with just these like little cards, these places, just the initials, just the yes and no coin. It's a really new channel, like I said, so I'm really open to feedback, and I am starting to get bits of feedback in. So that is fantastic. Thank you so much for watching. I can't put into words how grateful I am because of how much I love this. Thank you. Bye.